So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea behind this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs and consolidate them. And what better way to consolidate your current affairs than by getting the MCQ practice from those topics? Okay, if you follow this lecture series regularly, if you practice 4 to 5 MCQs with me on a daily basis, well, by the time you're ready for your next year's UPSC Prelims Examination, you would have practiced 1200 MCQs. Yes, these 4 or 5 MCQs on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs, and that too from current affairs alone. And I'm not talking about static subjects like polity, geography, history, because for that we'll have separate lecture series. I'm just talking about current affairs. So, as far as your prelims exam is concerned, you need not worry about your current affairs portion, provided you have followed this lecture series. Therefore, make this lecture series a daily habit of yours, make it a part of your daily routine. Okay, on that note, let's start the lecture starting with question number 1. Here it is. Consider the following statements regarding E. coli bacteria. It is a rod-shaped bacteria that is generally found in the intestines of humans and animals. There are some strains of this bacteria which are beneficial for humans. Okay. Harmful strains of E. coli release a toxin called Shiga which destroys the inner lining of small intestine. How many of the above statements are correct? Now look, E. coli bacteria is one such bacteria that whose infection basically causes many diseases. Okay, urinary tract infection, food poisoning, okay, diarrhea. Many infections are caused by E. coli bacteria. Now, it is a rod-shaped bacteria, absolutely correct, and is generally found in the gut or intestines of humans and animals. This is correct. Now, E. coli bacteria is quite fascinating because it has various strains. Some of those strains are beneficial for humans, but most of these strains are harmful and disease causing and infection causing. Okay, so there are some strains which are beneficial, absolutely correct, but those which are harmful, they release a toxin called Shiga, and Shiga is one such toxin that ruptures the inner lining of your small intestine, and that is why you get diarrhea and stomach infection. Okay, so this part is also correct, all three C. Question number 2. Which of the following statements are correct about solar radiation management? It is a geoengineering technique that involves reflecting incoming solar radiation. Materials like sulfur, silicon, calcium, aluminium, diamond dust can be sprayed into the upper atmosphere to improve Earth's albedo effect. Alright. Look, what is geoengineering? Geoengineering is a bunch of techniques that can be used to cool the temperature of Earth, to prevent global warming. Now, there are two types of geoengineering techniques. One is known as solar radiation management. Under solar radiation management, we improve the ability of our planet to reflect back sun's radiation. So, we somehow do something that would reflect back maximum solar radiation falling on Earth. Therefore, the Earth does not absorb much solar radiation and it cools down the planet. Now, this is known as solar radiation management. The other technique is carbon dioxide removal. Okay, so carbon dioxide removal involves removing carbon dioxide from the air because carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas which is contributing in heating up our planet. Okay, so these are the two types of geoengineering techniques. Now, one methodology of SRM is spraying diamond dust, sulfur, silicon, calcium, aluminium into the upper atmosphere. The fascinating thing about these materials is that they have a very high ability, or they have the capability to reflect back solar radiation. So if we spray fine particles of these materials into the upper atmosphere, Earth's ability to reflect back sun's radiations would increase because these particles would reflect back sun's radiation. Now, Earth's ability to reflect back solar radiation is known as Earth's albedo. Okay, so this part is correct, this part is correct, both are correct. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding alcohol. intoxicating alcohol is made up of ethanol, which is created from a process called fermentation. Okay. Industrial alcohol is created by denaturation of ethanol and is unfit for human consumption. Okay. General price of industrial alcohol is higher than various alcoholic beverages used for human consumption. Which of the above statement is are correct? Now look, the alcohol that humans drink, known as intoxicating alcohol or alcoholic beverages, is created by fermentation. Fermentation of fruits, grains, sugar, molasses. Okay, so this creates ethanol, pure ethanol. So pure ethanol is fit for human consumption. But when we mix certain chemicals in ethanol, we create industrial alcohol. This process of mixing certain chemicals in ethanol is known as denaturation. That is why industrial alcohol is also called denatured alcohol, and it is unfit for human consumption. It can be only used in industries. This is also correct. Now, generally, industrial alcohol is very cheap. Okay, it is cheaper than alcoholic beverages. The beverages that humans drink, they are expensive. Industrial alcohol is cheap. So this part is false. 1 and 2 only. A. And last, which of the following statements is are correct regarding cyclones? Cyclones rotate clockwise in northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in southern hemisphere. The energy of tropical cyclone comes from latent heat of condensation. The name for cyclone Dana is an Arabic word given by Qatar. Okay. Now, cyclones rotate anti-clockwise in north and clockwise in south. So this part is false. Now, tropical cyclones, the energy or the wind speeds of tropical cyclones comes from when water vapor condenses into water. Okay. And when water vapor condenses into water, it releases heat. That is known as the latent heat of condensation, and that powers the cyclone. That increases its wind speed. So, this part is correct. Now, tropical cyclones, look, World Meteorological Organization, WMO, has created a system through which every cyclone is named by different countries on a rotational basis. So this year might be the year of Qatar, next would be India, next would be Bangladesh. Okay, so on a rotational basis, each country has the right to name a cyclone. Okay, now this is a system created by World Meteorological Organization. So this cyclone Dana was actually named by Qatar. Okay, Qatar gave this Arabic word Dana for this cyclone. Dana in Arabic means generosity. Okay, so this part is also correct. 2 and 3, the answer is D. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'm sure it has added value to your preparation, though it would add more value if you're consistent and regular with this lecture series. So make sure you make it a part of your daily routine. And you don't have to worry about your current affairs portion for your prelims examination. So make it a daily habit. And thank you from my side.